Let's talk about Cardano in 2025, because if you hold enough ADA, you can be a millionaire this year. If we go back to its ICO and the whole delta all the way to its all-time high, it's done over a 1200x. 1,285 times is the multiple, to be precise. But now, if you think about it, that was 4 years ago when it hit its all-time high. That being said, though, we think that ADA has a lot going for it, and it's probably quite likely that it's going to hit new all-time highs soon. That's not wishful thinking, because we can list all of the reasons that this is bullish in terms of a project, in terms of the announcements, in terms of everything it's doing. And furthermore, it's doing things that are unique. So it's got a unique competitive advantage and a unique growth trajectory as well. But I want to get really quantitative and really specific in this video. We're going to do some calculations and break down exactly how many ADA tokens you're going to need in order to become a millionaire at the height of this crypto bull cycle. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest. I genuinely wish you well. Just remember that I'm not a financial or investment advisor, nor is this video official financial or investment advice. Right off the bat, I want to talk a little bit about the Cardano and Chainlink integration, because this is a major announcement, an unbelievable partnership, and really it's straight from the start. I want to mention some of the reasons that we're bullish for Cardano. This is chief among them. And so right off the bat, we want to talk about this potential integration with Chainlink. This is a really, really big deal. It's huge for both projects, but it's an especially big deal arguably for Cardano, because it allows Cardano smart contracts to access real-world data through Chainlink's Oracle network. And that's significant. That's nothing to shake a stick at. In terms of Cardano's technicals, it's a project that has a UTXO model, which is exactly like Bitcoin, which has pros and cons, but it does have some limitations, to be fair. Specifically, the amount of data that it can include on-chain has limits that are built in. That's due to the transaction size and block limits. Okay, however, integrating with Chainlink would lift these limitations. So for example, it would allow dApps in Cardano's protocols, DeFi specifically, to adjust in real time to market prices. It would allow for things like the automation of insurance claims based on external data, or privacy-focused apps on Cardano's Midnight sidechain, which can verify sensitive data without exposure. So these are some factors, among others, that we're going to discuss here that can significantly enhance ADA's utility and demand for the ADA token. The Cardano ecosystem, of course, is doing very, very well, but this is only going to further things along in terms of interoperable smart contracts. However, just keep in mind that, it does kind of work the other way around as well. Chainlink will finally have exposure to UTXO chains. That's also a big step for Chainlink, thus broadening its horizon by including all kinds of non-EVM chains. And then, of course, on the other hand, Cardano can boost its DeFi, its NFT, gaming sectors, and other capabilities, because Chainlink gives it access to secure and, of course, reliable external data feeds. And of course, we are not forgetting future cross-chain interoperability. This includes Bitcoin as well. In turn, this is a factor that's going to drive broader adoption and very likely institutional interest. It will position both projects, so Cardano and Chainlink, as leaders in blockchain innovation. As you have seen these last few days and these last few weeks, we've been talking about slowly unveiling a new project that we're very proud of here at Altcoin Buzz. Check out the link in the description below. We're inviting all of our viewers to try it, to check it out. Once again, you can find the link and participate in the description below. Of course, another really big deal that we've covered recently, check out this video if you're not up to speed on this matter, is the Cardano Midnight or Glacier airdrop, depending on what you want to call it. A short recap is as follows. Midnight's going to distribute 37 million Night tokens, that's NIGHT, to 33 million on 8 chains. And if you hold at least $100 worth of any of the following tokens, you qualify. Those tokens are ADA, Bitcoin, ETH, SOL, XRP, BNB, AVAX, and BAT. Here's how the distribution is going to look. 50% goes to ADA, 20% goes to BTC, and then you have a 30% split amongst those 6 other blockchains. There's a 2-month claim window, so just make sure to claim your allocation before the 4th of October. And again, if you want a more detailed, extensive kind of how-to guide and tutorial, check out that video that we released recently pertaining to things like eligibility and steps in order to make a claim for the Glacier, aka Midnight Airdrop. But really, it's a very clever marketing strategy by Cardano because to claim your non-ADA airdrop, of course, you need to create a brand new Cardano wallet, a never used before wallet. And being optimistic, of course, if we assume that most people, or at least a lot of people, are going to want to claim their allocation, well, then that's just a guaranteed way to onboard millions upon millions of new users. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is sponsored by Portal to Bitcoin. Bridge exploits are costing us billions of dollars each year, unfortunately. With bridges, the fact is that you face high fees, long wait times, and sometimes even security issues. However, what if I told you that there are better ways to perform cross-chain swaps? Portal to Bitcoin has a solution to slow, expensive, and risky bridges. It offers fast and low-cost atomic swaps, and this is a non-custodial service without any intermediaries or middlemen. You can swap native Bitcoin assets on Layer 1 and Layer 2 networks, eliminating the need for bridges, wrapping, or even using a centralized exchange at all. That means you can now trade Bitcoin, ordinals, and runes across different blockchains. Solana is also coming soon, which is going to allow you to swap SOL, S-O-L, for native Bitcoin and vice versa. All of this is possible with one single Chrome add-on, that being the Portal Wallet extension. Just connect your wallet and you can start swapping instantly. And the TGE, the token generation event for Portal's native PTB token, is coming this week. So my advice is to keep an eye out, as your favorite exchange could be listing it, along with listings on Binance, BitGet, Kraken, KuCoin, and Gate.io. So go ahead and check out Portal to Bitcoin and PTB today. More info can be found by clicking the links in the description of this video. All right, it's time for a little bit of technical analysis on the ADA token. The current price is at 81.7 cents. Let's round that to 82 cents. And really, anytime ADA is available under $1, it's probably a pretty good entry. Now, that current all-time high that I talked about earlier, that dates all the way back to September 2nd, 2021. Today is the 2nd. That's exactly 4 years ago. And that all-time high stands at $3.09. At this current price, again, we're calling it 82 cents. That's about 73.5% down from that. However, and as we've already seen, Cardano has a lot happening right now. It's actually been a pretty good year for this project in terms of the fundamentals. And it kind of came back from the dead, I guess, in early November. If we rewind a few months, November 2024, that's when it went from 33 cents to $1.03 in a matter of just 30 days or so. That's a little bit over a 3x, which is not bad considering the kind of size that we're working with here. The market cap as I record is $29.7 billion. And so I think it's fair to assume that this 33-cent level is going to act as solid support. On the other side, the current resistance is at about $1.23. So we're at 82 cents now. If we go a little bit higher and break above the 88-cent resistance, then we're realistically looking at $1.20. However, Cardano whales also sold off 30 million ADA during the last week. The market right now is a little bit shaky, actually, as of this recording these last few days. So right now, maybe it's not the best time to break that $1.20 resistance. Time will tell, I suppose. Nonetheless, once ADA does eventually, imminently pick up the pace again, it probably should be able to get pretty close to, or perhaps even break that all-time high again of $3.09. And then, of course, everything beyond this level is price discovery. So that's a technical analysis overview. With that being said, let's get right into exactly how many ADA it's going to require for you to be a millionaire at the height of this crypto bull cycle. Okay, so again, we're assuming that ADA is a clean 82 cents here just for, ease of calculation, basically, simple math here. At current prices, you need to hold over 1 million ADA, specifically 1,219,512 ADA, to be a millionaire at current prices. Let's start to get a little bit optimistic here. At a $1 ADA price, of course, you're going to need 1 million ADA. Very, very, very basic. And then we talked about $1.20 a moment ago. If ADA hits that mark, then you're going to need to purchase 833,333 ADA. And then if we look at the all-time high of $3.09, well, you'd need 323,625 ADA. Okay, now it's starting to become a little bit more interesting. Let's get more and more optimistic. If, for example, hypothetically, ADA really does go berserk, let's say it hits $10, simple math, you're going to need 100,000 ADA. And if it goes even higher, let's assume the $15 price tag eventually, which I think is realistic eventually. Now you're going to need 66,666 ADA. And again, factoring the current 82% token price, those 66,666 ADA today on September 2nd would cost you under $55,000. And of course, obviously, that is still a lot of money. That is a fortune. But I think it illustrates the potential. The idea that $55,000 today could one day be worth $1 million. And by the way, that's to say nothing of staking and activities that happen between now and then. So let me know in the comments where you see the price of ADA going. Let me know if you think these predictions are realistic. Also, be sure to join our social media discussions. Those are happening on X and on Discord. You can join us by finding those links in the description below.